welcome back to Greenbox Gaming, where this particular morning we've said, fuck it, we'll do it live, because that's exactly what we're doing after we basically we're currently dealing with technical difficulties. We're going to see how that goes.
We're dealing with difficulties of everything this morning.
Not to mention that we agreed to meet at a certain time. I was like, yeah, no problem. Sent out the messages through everything, and I didn't wake up. I forgot how time zones work. So yeah, is the audio good there, Brad?
Yep, you're coming through.
Okay, cool.
I was just making sure you're coming through.
So yeah, I forgot how time zones work, and I was still in bed, and these guys called me. They're like, "So, we doing that thing you got all set up?" Just real fine of them. But yeah,
I was genuinely concerned. Like, that's so out of character for you.
Well, I appreciate the concern. But yeah, so welcome guys. How are you guys doing? I know Brad may or may not have food poisoning. Dace, I think, has something going on, but John's fine.
I'm just generally at the edge of my rope.
Yeah.
But John is the perkiest we've ever seen him on stream.
It's 4 o'clock for me. Let's do this.
4 in the
I'm
afternoon.
awake. Yeah. Not gonna be in like this half asleep liminal space. I'll actually be witty and shit. Maybe.
No, it's about time.
Posh but fair.
Yeah. I actually had a question for you guys. I was thinking about yesterday here on the top side. You know, we actually had talked about ghost previously, you know, and whether or not people believe in ghost. And, you know, I know Brad's over there having his Ouija board circles and, you know, and everything. But there's another kind of side to, I don't know, to the paranormal, which is kind of come about lately. Did you guys see this thing about the Mexican government presenting these alien mummies?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already been debunked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, I say
What
alien
is it? I
mummies.
looked up the dude and saw that he did some hoax earlier, and then I was like, oh, it's probably shit. But how did they debunk this?
I think once they X-rayed them, they're like, wow, these are like paper mache.
Or that's what they want you to think, Joe.
Maybe the
aliens are made of paper organs work different. Yeah.
Yeah. So they.
Wow.
But yeah, so that makes it, and like, you know, I was on Reddit, and I don't know how. I think Reddit thinks that I'm interested in aliens, like not really, but I was, or maybe it's just popular on Reddit in the last few days. It's just people were losing their minds, and I want to know what you guys think. Are we alone in the universe, Dace? Dace, what do you think? Are we sojourners?
We're always alone, all the time.
All right, Donnie Darko.
Okay,
That's the way we die.
Is that just you applying a personal philosophy to the question, or is that what you think about aliens?
I think the universe is too big. There's got to be something out there, but probably not like E.T. aliens. It's probably some conscious gas or some shit.
Oh, yeah. That's even worse.
Why
worse?
Worse than mummy pinatas.
What if aliens are just pinatas?
That's what it sounds like. Paper mache alien mummies filled with
Have
candy.
y'all read that Lovecraft story, The Color from Outer Space?
I
haven't read. I want to watch it though.
One of my favorites from him.
Apparently,
It's kind of the same concept.
Apparently, the Nick Cage movie was not bad. On that.
Okay.
That's what I've
the
heard.
one I was talking
for
about.
some people who don't have the worst taste. Brad, aliens. Are they here? Are they among us? Are they inside us?
Wow, kinky.
Didn't have to say it like that.
I like. There's a good. Have y'all heard of the Fermi paradox?
No.
It's basically like that's the whole I forgot someone tried to come up with a reason. So like, if there are so many stars, why haven't we, our planets, whatever, why haven't we found anything yet? And there's like someone came out with this theory, like there might be different levels you have to get through before, like maybe like a life ends up kind of on the same path where maybe one barrier is they blow each other up with nuclear weapons before they can go to space.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's one barrier. And then like maybe AI is like the next thing that eventually all life goes through this process, and you have to get through that barrier before you're like kind of out there. In general,
I think
it's a cool concept, but
I think the first one, or like I think the first ones are like disease, like mass disease, like plague. Discovering nuclear fission, and then AI.
But
escaping your star as well.
I don't know how
that's a big one.
Yeah, I don't know how true this is, but also some astrophysicists and stuff like that would like compare what we've measured of the universe to you dipping a glass of water into the ocean, and by that judging there's no fish in the ocean by that glass of water you just surveyed.
Okay.
Something to think about.
Yeah. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on that boat. I'm on the Fermi paradox boat. Because also time. Like, to be lucky enough to be in the state of the universe over all of its expanse of time and space, to actually meet another civilization that managed to grow and develop at the same time. That's also just ridiculously unlikely. So no, I don't think Mexican piñata manmis is feasible. Nor do I think UFO
sightings
stuff from your people, going to the Senate and talking about that. Your people.
Well, that says a lot. I thought
it's just shenanigans.
I thought our Congress was inept, but at least we don't have paper mache aliens being presented in front of them.
Is that the bar?
Listen, I keep up with some of the international stuff, and man, you don't even fucking know. Like, our folks aren't always great, but they ain't the worst. That's for sure.
No, that's true. I think we've talked about the Tokorosh before, but that's maybe a conversation for next time.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on aliens, Joe?
I'm kind of also in the team of like, I mean, there's so much out there, but also kind of similar to what Jean says, the likelihood, I saw someone made a really good point about like, it took however many billions of years for us to evolve from, germs, from like single-celled organisms, and the way that had to happen, and that nothing had happened to the planet in the meantime. It's like that someone made the argument, I can't remember for the life of me who it was, that in all likelihood, like we know we have life here, in all likelihood, we're the aliens that have mastered interstellar space travel and come to other people's planets. Like, it just, because we know we're here, if we show up to someone else's shit a few centuries down the line, or a few millennia down the line, we're gonna be the weird aliens that show up and are trying to keep ourselves secret. Like,
there's always got to be a first. There's always got to be a first. Maybe we are the first.
True.
Yeah.
That's also a good school of thought around it.
Yeah.
Like, why are there no aliens? Because we're the first, and there's a chance that that's real.
I also I really love. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of? Are you guys familiar at all with the Warhammer 40K universe? Like, kind of
a little bit.
Yeah, I was like that. Like that's what I think of humanity and the stars. We're just like,
hopefully it doesn't go that route.
Well, that's not humanity, but it's it's the grim dark of the universe.
I like
what
that.
were you gonna say, Dace?
There's something. Well, humans are extremely weird. Like, if I were to design a species, it would not just be like fleshy meat sacks. So just, I don't know, there was something I was reading. It was like the perspective of machines, and like, God, I don't know. I really just lost the train of thought on that. Podcasting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Okay.
And speaking of machines.
And speaking of machines,
Yeah, I was about to say.
you guys
I got you
are
covered.
in a car, which is a machine, and
Flawless.
all
Nailed
right.
it.
We're really firing on all cylinders today. I feel good about this.
Listen, anybody who deigns to watch this live or who listens back, this almost didn't happen. All right, so last time, guys, things are looking like they are wrapping up in Vegas. You guys, after following this long trail from Boston, are actually on your way back after tracking down the fiance of Michael Whitwer, a man who you originally saw strapped to a gurney in the otherworldly halls of the night floors in 1995. Hank, Benji, and the other one, you guys are... Sorry, I have Benedict.
Jesus.
Look, I haven't even had coffee, all right? Like, you guys have tracked down everything that was happening. You have stormed into Ophelia Citri's home. You have fought another mechanical construction, something that Benji is, kind of familiar with as a Carcosian clockwork. You guys managed to destroy that. Only had to destroy and bomb. So you blew up a house twice. I'm not sure if you guys realize that. Like I don't think it was overkill necessarily, but you blew up a house 2 times. And then
It happens.
you handed Ophelia over to the powers that be, real Delta Green, and you went back because you had to know. You're like, shit, like there's something in that house. Like there's a tunnel, and now there's all these FBI agents, and they're gonna go down there. You guys went down there. You saw something really strange. It got to the point where only Benji could even get down there. And while you were down there, Benji, you saw beyond. You saw a tunnel. In that tunnel, you saw 2 figures, a man and a woman. You identify as your old buddy, Mark Rourke, and this other figure you've only ever seen in pictures, Emmeline Fitzroy, who you saw on the back cover of a strange book, I believe in Michelle Van Fitz's apartment. And that was right before Mark attacked where you were observing from, and the place collapsed. You guys got pretty banged up and were escorted away to first aid and whatnot. And then you decided, let's go to a cult meeting, which is exactly what you did.
Oh, yeah.
What else are you doing on Wednesday night?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
You guys went to the encounter group, and it was weird, people wearing masks and not letting you wear your cowboy hats, and people said some really weird things. Benji said some really weird things, and he's no longer an insomniac. He got some sanity
What are the odds
back.
of that?
Yeah, what are the odds? That's a good question. Let's think about that, Jean. Something that can be thought of as a dice roll. The odds.
Wow. He's catty in the morning.
You guys tried to kind of figure out what was going on, and basically everyone absconded into the 4 winds, leaving you here with this strange kind of, especially you, Benji, with this strange kind of dread about the encounter group itself. And you know that there's another one of these groups that apparently meets back in Boston, where you're heading back to. So, that being said, you guys have met with this group. It is in the... We're going to say it's almost midnight of... we'll say basically it's midnight of 10 September, which is a Thursday. You guys are still in Las Vegas. What are you going to do? Oh, and I will let you know that you guys are, for one reason or another, I'm just going to put this out there. You don't know why or how. You guys know that you're not going to be able to see Axel before you leave. Just put that out
That's
there.
exactly what I was
How
about
do we
to
know
ask.
that? No, I'm challenging that.
You just know. You just know. You get the
That was-
feeling deep
that was
within
my-
you.
That was my first order of business. I was literally about to be like, so guys, is there any way, can you think of any excuse
When you guys get back out to the jambulance, you see that there's a piece of paper stuck underneath the windshield, and it's like, "Hey guys, this is Axel." You read it in his voice in your head. "It sure was good to meet you, brothers. I'll catch you in the next life."
Oh, not the
Stay gold.
Can we do like a FromSoft thing and summon him for the next boss or something?
Well, I mean, you guys haven't summoned one demon this entire time, so I mean, maybe Axel's on the list.
Well,
Axel's my backup character.
Okay.
So
so we're in the parking lot. Or we're still there in the school parking lot, I guess.
Yeah, we'll say you guys are in the parking lot, or you're like on your way back to the hotel or something. I just need to know like kind of like what's going through your heads as you guys are getting ready to go back to Boston.
I think we already checked out of the hotel.
Oh yeah, you did.
Maybe like catch a red eye back to Boston.
Okay. Yeah. What about the jambulance?
Or road trip. Let's take a road trip.
You guys got a road trip
and roleplay the entire road trip.
Where did we leave the box of goodies? Which hotel was that?
What, the box of goodies?
The box of goodies in the creepy hotel with the mannequin.
That was
and the
back
bat.
in Boston.
That was in Boston.
We
yeah.
still probably rented that. We still got that under rent, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, like this is mentioned, you guys don't know how easy it is to find that room.
Right.
Oh, really? I thought we could go back there
For the normies.
with the key.
No, for the normies.
Oh,
You guys think that you might have kind of what it takes.
I do want to. This might be something for when I get back in Boston, but I did take a picture of the girl handing out the masks
Yes.
with my phone, and I wanted
You
to
did?
look her do some police work, and maybe if possible by a photo I could get name and address and stuff like that.
You could probably run that by. It'd be if you're going back to Boston, and maybe it's best to get back there and then communicate with your people and see what you can do.
Okay.
And that's a great use for like bureaucracy, law enforcement type skill roles and stuff like that.
Cool. That's
yeah.
the first thing Hank's gonna try to do.
Yeah.
We should let
But
Marcus
I guess
know.
So what
Yes, that would probably be.
what leads do we have back in Boston?
Just the first thing we ever started and never
Right.
finished.
The Dorchester.
That's not true.
Dorchester.
stuff.
Yeah, the Dorchester, absolutely. One of the things you also have is you're under the impression there's something going on, definitely, with Esther Samahinga, who you know is the head nurse, so you can investigate her. Beyond that, and there are other staff at the hospital, and and I don't know if you haven't really discovered anyone else with any connection.
And we could
but yeah.
go back to that room and mess around, but that sounds pretty dangerous.
And you could always go back to the room where things were totally okay, and just check that place out. The missing room at the Boxer Hotel.
And the original room where the person disappeared from in the Dorchester. That's probably worth taking a look at again.
I guess maybe Teo Samahina.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that. We
Yeah,
could blow up
that's
another
actually
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's blow up another house.
How many?
And here's the thing, like, you know, in my kind of idea of this is you guys have gotten an achievement, you know, for blowing up a house twice, but there's an even better achievement for blowing up a house 3 times. So
A Dorchester house? Does that count? Does a Dorchester house count as...
I think it technically counts.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. Bonus points.
Goals.
All right, so we
I
probably...
pictured it as one big building.
We probably phone Marcus just to let him know. And I give him a call and say, "Hey, Marcus, so we're heading back to Boston. If you don't hear from us, I need you to go past my place and you need to feed my pigeon, because I
live in New York.
I know, but I thought we were friends, and this is what friends do for each other."
Yeah.
You're on speakerphone, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I guess.
All right.
Well, I guess your cat's in your pigeon's in New York. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
I'll do that for you. Normally we don't like to know each other's addresses or personal information, but sure, fuck it. Protocol, right?
Exactly. We're way beyond all that.
Okay. Yeah, we're way beyond protocol. Are you guys driving or flying? Just so you know, it's going to be like 40 hours.
Well, I'll see you in 40 hours,
Okay.
then, good buddy.
Are you guys?
Road trip.
Are you guys actually driving?
Throw on some tunes, Benedict.
I mean,
All right.
we wouldn't.
I don't care.
I wouldn't be opposed to last. I don't want to get in some kind of peanut bug situation again.
True. There will be no peanuts on the road trip. But I don't
I'm
know.
bugging you nuts.
I don't know if there are any. I don't know if there's anything impending. I don't get a sense of impending doom within the next 48 hours. So we could probably do a
What
solid
if there
drive.
is I mean,
We're-
Joe
we're
is
just driving
keeping
along
up with dates and stuff
and the
like that.
apocalypse
So
happens.
what if there is a
You know-
clicking time in this
One of
campaign?
those things about Delta Green is one of the things that happens is the bad guy doesn't wait in the final boss room
What?
for you forever.
I thought it's like Skyrim,
Until you
and
show up.
and you show up to start the quest. Surely.
Well, you start the quest at like level 3, but
Yeah.
then by the time you finish the quest and actually go to the dungeon, you're level 30, and all of the monsters are leveled for you at level 3.
Right.
So
We can grind XP on the road trip back, so we can level up for the final boss.
It's an opportunity to grind.
Benji's gonna work on his driving skill so he can just fucking get out of a regular old road in less than 3 turns.
All right, Joe.
Right.
I'm rolling every possible skill and then going to sleep. How many nights of sleep do we have on the road
No.
trip?
Are you guys actually doing the road trip? I
We
don't
should-
care. I just need to know which.
We should probably
you can do.
fly.
Fuck it. Let's. Okay.
I don't know. Up to you guys. I can be outvoted.
Let's let the dice
We should
decide.
probably fly.
Let's roll a luck roll.
Actually,
Okay.
let's roll
Let's
a
get a
do
luck
that.
roll. All
Let's
right,
try
50
and-
below. 50 below will be fly.
Okay.
Fly.
Let's see what we got.
That's a nope.
We're driving.
All right.
We're
boys.
driving
You're
back.
driving.
That's a road trip.
Boys load up in the jambulance and they stop, they load up, they carb load at a Denny's and then they hit the road.
Benedict,
And-
the first Arby's we come to, I want to stop at it. Get it
I'm
on the
with you.
GPS.
I just imagine
What
you
if we
guys have
stop at an Arby's in every state?
No,
Yes.
that's what I imagine you guys have a paper map with all
Arby's
these
road trip.
little spots on it of all the Arby's along the way. Okay, the trip would take 40 hours. Now it takes 55 hours because you guys drive out of your way to hit every Arby's along the distance.
It's
All right,
harder to track us.
so-
Also, there is a legit reason. We're
True.
being watched.
And we're not
shit
going to
like that.
see
Yeah, totally.
fucking Mosby coming out of the bathroom in the
Yeah.
aircraft.
I do not care to roll a sanity roll on that again.
Yeah, no sanity rolls in this car.
All right. It is now. We're skipping ahead. Montage.
Do we get
of
to
a
sleep?
road trip?
We get some sleep in, get some healing sleeps
Yeah,
on
you
this
guys
road
get
trip.
all the sleeping that you need. I would say each of you go ahead and roll me. Is anyone missing willpower right now?
No.
Missing a couple of points.
Roll me 2d6. If that doesn't do it, then you're just not gonna get it back. Is that enough for you?
Yep, I'm back to full.
Okay. Everyone who's injured, roll me 2 Constitution checks because you're gonna sleep twice over these next few days.
I get a failure. Oh wait, sorry. I get a success.
Oh, Benji got a critical.
Oh, it did. What is?
Was useless critical.
No, actually. Hold on.
Oh, do tell.
All right. Benedict heals 1 hit point. Roll a d4 for Benji.
Okay.
You get 2 hit points.
Boom.
I was only down 1.
Yeah. All right.
Powerful sleep.
Everyone's feeling fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's the first time I don't have insomnia, so I just like, pass the fuck out.
I do want to. I mean, if there is going to be any conversation had on this road trip, I do kind of be like, I know this is a bit awkward, but back in that meeting, you'd said.
Wait, hold on. Let me pause the audiobook so I can hear you. All right. Go ahead.
What I was saying
Benedict's
was,
got one of those DVD players. He's like, what?
listen up, kids. No. Benji, you said some pretty concerning things back there.
What, back of the focus group?
Yeah.
Oh, that was just poetry, man. I was just riffing.
Well, whatever
flowing.
it did, it helped you out. I've noticed you've been sleeping the whole car ride, snoring all the way down back to Boston.
Oh yeah, feels great.
All right.
So let me interject there. It does feel great, but the second that that Hank brings this up about the encounter group, Benji, your stomach is literally in knots. Like, I mean, you feel this really
Literally.
it's
Oh, it's the Arby's.
it's the Arby's. You guys are eating nothing but roast beef this entire trip.
More
We need more
Arby's.
fiber.
But yeah, you know, when Hank talks about it, you like it's not like so much. It's not like a full blown like a panic attack necessarily. But I mean, you feel physically and emotionally. You feel this weight. Just even thinking about it, like so much so that you'd really love to get back to your audiobook. Yeah.
Is it something that would compel me not to go to another one? Because I was actually thinking about checking out the one in Boston. Like, is that something that I would not want to do?
So there is an answer for that. If you wanted to go, it's going to be difficult for you to force yourself to go. We could deal with that mechanically.
Really? Wow.
It will not be. The other two feel okay about it. But Benji, like, I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, the idea of making yourself go, like, you think you might be able to do it? But
Benji feels apprehensive about it. He probably wouldn't even bother to search it out. Like, there would be no reason for him to force himself to do that. He feels off-put by it. I wonder if that's a mechanic so characters can't just like keep spamming it, getting rid of effects.
We don't even know what this thing is.
is. Yeah, like now you're infected with something. You picked something up along the way by going to this scary little cult. That's what I'm thinking.
Sounds about right.
well, speaking of picking up things along the way, as you guys stop,
Hitchhiker?
Is that Axel? Is that Axel on the road?
Axel's
It looks like
What are you
it.
doing out here,
Stop
Axel?
for this guy.
Hank turns up
No,
the
it's-
radio and speeds past the dude.
It's just real. All right. No, you as you guys stop at a motel, on the way, kind of in the middle. We'll say, you guys are in, I don't know, Iowa. It's September. It's starting to cool off a little bit, especially in some of the more northern states, in the Midwest. You guys are heading through Iowa, and you stop. You stop at a little motel along the way. It's not going to be Benji, that's for sure. I'm going to roll a luck roll of you guys. Benedict. Benji has been sleeping like a baby the last few days. Or since you guys went to the encounter group. When Benji's asleep, he's fucking asleep. It's just, there's no stopping the guy now. Hank gets to bed a little early, and I don't know, like maybe I would think that like maybe in this particular motel that Hank and Benji got a room, but the rooms don't have a couch, so Benedict's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get my own room. It's connected by a door in the middle, and you guys have probably had it open, as you guys have been walking between. But now you have the door closed, and you're just kind of watching a little bit of TV before you actually kind of doze off to the evening. As you're kind of starting to nod off, and the TV's still on, is Benedict like a, I guess that's silly. I guess that's like, does he have his nightgown on, Benedict? Does he dress in his sleeping clothes?
And his slippers.
One of those big hats that come down to a point.
Yeah. It's pretty much plaid. It's like lumberjack plaid as a big nightgown. He goes around with this cup of tea and slippers.
It's in the evening, and like maybe you've like kind of laid down on the bed. That's Dace. Was that?
Did
Dace
you say
for
plaid?
Or?
That's how you say.
Yeah. Let's circle back to that.
Is that how you say plaid in South Africa?
I don't know.
Plaid.
What did you say? Plaid? Did you say plaid?
Tangled up in plaid?
Like
You're talking about
the pattern that's on a kilt.
You're talking about the pattern.
This is why we don't describe clothing.
Okay.
Moving along.
This is why we don't talk about it.
It's like, are we just gonna let that go?
I didn't notice it. Okay.
Right on, play.
You are, as you're kind of dozing off and kind of vaguely paying attention to whatever's on TV, you're kind of flipping channels. There's a bit where, you're kind of watching this, but again, you're kind of nodding off, so you're only getting bits and pieces. There's some movie that you've never seen, and it seems to describe this woman. She's like with her father, and they go to the big city, and they go into this strange little bookstore, and they purchase this book together. This lady purchased this book, and then she goes back to her apartment. And you see her like this kind of big like 80s style montage of her like studying and like building all this stuff. And about the time when, like in that kind of half awake state, Benedict, there's a bit where, when you're half awake and everything just makes sense, you're like, oh yeah, this is fine. People are saying things to you, you're saying things to people. You're just in that kind of state. But then there is a moment where you kind of have this flash as there's this kind of close-up scene of this young lady's face as she's standing in the middle of this ruined like hoarder's paradise of an apartment where things are taped and glued to the walls, and there's this slow pan around of Abigail Wright standing in her apartment, eyes wide, with just like this smile on her face as she just like has this epiphany about something. And I imagine that kind of starts Benedict a little bit.
Yep.
But when you would do it, you realize the credits are rolling, and then
Not
it
sure
basically
if that was actually the show.
yeah.
Okay. He thinks nothing of it.
Oh, do you? Go ahead and roll that Sandy check. Let's see
Waiting
how
for
much
it.
exactly you think of it.
But I kept my fat mouth shut. Success. He thinks nothing of it.
You think nothing of it.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I like it. It reminds me I've been somewhere, but I can't recall where is that. Anyway, off
I
to bed.
love the idea of that you guys are like just kind of bumbling through everything. La, 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 la. The unnatural. Okay. All right, you guys make it back to Boston International Airport.
Why do we get to the airport?
Oh wait, no, you guys don't drove. You guys
Who the
drive
fuck?
up.
Hank, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
I was
you
just doing what the
expecting another
narrator
This
told
is-
me to do.
This is where the GPX took me for the Arby's. They have Arby's here, but I'll
Oh
turn
shit!
around.
Okay. You guys
Good call.
go into the airport food court.
Go
you
get
have
an
an
Arby's.
Now you're done with that. You're back in Boston. So this is a good opportunity to kind of, like, you guys touched on it there and talked about it, but you have a few kind of leads here, and most of them kind of revolve around the Dorchester itself. So what's the and keep in mind, it is now a few days have gone past. It's now Saturday. It's Saturday. It's noon by the time you guys manage to actually get home or get back in Boston, rather.
I like the idea of. I feel like there's something else. I mean, Esther sounds like the best. Sounds like a good lead. I don't know where we left off. I know it wasn't on good terms, so I'm not sure how just strolling into the place and continue the investigation's gonna necessarily go. We know there's some corruption going on, but
time does heal all wounds, so they'll probably be okay with us coming back after
Like it never
pickpocketing.
even happened.
I know we were originally planning some kind of like high situation where we had like janitor clothes and went into the place at night, which also sounds interesting.
Yeah.
We do have a key card to the Dorchester house.
You do.
Bill.
Yes,
only-
we
Do
got
we
that from the file in the room 616.
The only concern is if we do the whole follow Esther thing, and she is her name was, if I remember correctly, like one of the demons in there as well, right?
Yeah.
Joe?
Samahina.
Yeah. If we do that and we do what we did to the other people, then it's like we can't really just go into the Dorchester as like agents anymore, because we're gonna like shake her down, depending on how we shake her down.
Well, she doesn't live in the Dorchester house. I was thinking just wait till she gets off work.
Yeah,
Right.
but I'm just saying, I'm just saying if we do that and we follow her home or to some other spot, then it's like we either have to black bag her or not be able to show up back at the Dorchester, because we can't, like, whatever goes down, it's not like we can shake her down and be like, oh, we're just federal agents, and come back to the Dorchester where she works. That's my...
Or we can cut her face off and wear it, pretend to be Esther, sneak into the Dorchester house.
I love that's a Benji voice idea too. Like that's Benji. Well, keep in mind that you don't have to. It's like wearing a piece of bologna on your face.
That's hideous.
Okay, keep this in mind, guys. Where you guys have a certain amount of clout as federal, fake, not fake federal agents. The idea that you could go to someone's house and ask them questions without roughing them up is 100% possible. Are you going to get everything?
I don't see how that
seems
seems unrealistic, Joe.
I don't
Like going to their house,
All right.
not black bagging. Are you saying we don't explode their house either? What is this
I'm
madness?
not buying it.
Aliens, I believe. This, I don't know.
How many IEDs do we have left? That's what I want to know.
You technically have one IED left.
I do like this.
Let's find out her address.
I say we follow her and just play it by ear.
It's a good call.
And Hank will look back.
Remind me, have we actually...
Go ahead.
Did we meet her the first time we went to the Dorchester house?
Yeah, she kicked us out, didn't she?
Okay,
You guys,
so she knows what we look like.
You guys weren't kicked out. It was like you guys made a stink because you were trying to steal someone's key card, and they didn't like that.
Who would do such a
Who
thing?
would deign to do such a thing?
From the neck, right? That is like a
Yes.
very bold move.
So, okay. So what do you guys? So there are a few different options. First of all, there's something I do want to do. Hank can go ahead and roll me that bureaucracy or law roll. Somewhere along the way on this trip, you have been able to find someone who has a fax machine, it's 2015. You've been able to take a photo on your phone, or find someone somewhere along the way who could scan something, and you have sent this off to the U.S. Marshals. So make me, I would say a bureaucracy roll, unless you can make me something, unless you have something else that you think you like better. That makes sense. What are you thinking?
Fax machine roll.
Yeah, where's my facts?
Roll me your facts skill.
Sorry, I'm looking for a better.
It's also worth noting. It's also worth noting that Benedict might have something as well.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to do bureaucracy, just straight no percentage.
Yeah.
A 1.
Oh,
what is going
That's
on?
amazing.
What is seriously going on?
Okay. A 1.
We're winning the game.
That's the most critical you can get. Okay.
I did that last time, or the
Yeah,
time
you
before
did.
that.
Listen, you are dumping all of your karma right now. Like we're gonna get to a spot where shit is real, and you're not gonna have any left.
All right, give me something good, Joe, on this woman.
All right, Roger. You take a moment. You send it off, and we're gonna say about the time that you guys get back into Boston, you get a bunch of info. Her name is Ulrikia Voors, Voors.
That's the demon name if I've ever heard it.
You see that she lives. She has a Boston's driver's license. That's kind of weird.
Oh.
You also see that she is apparently she's listed as having a nursing license, and that she works at an unlisted mental health facility in Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Like,
Shit.
you have her address, you have the fact, you see something that says that she, you see her car, like it shows like what car she has registered to her name and everything, the license plate number, it has her home address, it says that she's unmarried, and that she lives in an apartment like within like 30 minutes drive of the Dorchester house. So yeah, that's you know exactly where to find her. We'll say that you probably have her fucking her phone number too.
What's her favorite color?
Her favorite color is fuchsia.
All right, I'm stop reading.
That's some critical success.
Okay,
at that
but
point.
I will go ahead and I'll drop her right here in the middle of your right there on the old roll Twinzoni. Sure you guys can control that.
So now I'm
And
thinking.
here's the thing. And as you're looking at it, you do recognize her. You think that you might not have spoken to her directly, but you think that you might have seen her in passing at the Dorchester facility on the first floor.
What kind of name is this, Joe? In reality, like, what origin is it?
Ulrikia, it's okay. I'm gonna be frank. I don't have anything for you here, so
Okay.
Cool.
it's non-consequential.
Scandinavian.
it seems Scandinavian.
And
yeah.
when we talk to her, she will have a very strong Scandinavian accent, I think.
Very strong.
You shut your mouth when you talk to me, okay?
All right, so everything seems to be pointing back to the Dorchester.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, fellas, something. I do not like this nursing staff at all.
Actually, real quick, the idea that, well, wait a second, aren't you guys immune to some type of sanity loss?
All of them.
Violence. And all of them.
specifically.
I'm against helplessness.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Helplessness
Okay.
is what we're same here.
Okay. I don't know. I will say it is possible because obviously you guys drove. I will say that it's like, it is possible she could have flown all the way to Vegas. Not likely.
Yeah, this is like some night floor shit going on with this group. Shit.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because we never saw them come out of the school. It's like a It's like an impossible landscape.
It's almost like the landscape is impossible. What?
Catchphrase.
Catchphrase. That's impossible. Impossible landscapes.
I guarantee that's what's going on. And that also makes me think if everyone at this meeting is like some staff member now at that at the Dorchester.
Maybe not everybody.
Okay, I take that back. Not everybody. But
Okay, so let's...
Well, there were at least 3 people who weren't, so...
So we're gonna try and tail Esther home.
we're going
Very
after
subtly.
Esther first in the
think so.
ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me
Probably get something more discreet, maybe.
Then the big truck?
a snatcher van.
Snatchmobile.
That's Snatchmobile.
But what if we need to jam?
Yeah.
What if we need a jam?
Or
That's a good point.
exactly. We need to kill some radio signals.
If you guys want to track down Samahina, are you just going to wait at the Dorchester until she leaves? Is that the idea?
Seems like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Okay. It'd probably behoove you guys to roll something to try to avoid detection. If you're going to kind of just how do you sneak with a van? You know, that's
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's probably a lot of hospitals like this have a long entrance. We would wait on the street, not go into the parking lot of the hospital.
How about this?
Kinda, you know.
Give me another roll for you guys to see if you can figure out what similar through your contacts to figure out what make model of car she has, so that you can identify her.
All right. Failed my
for Hank's about
bureaucracy.
damn time. Make sure to check your failures.
Yeah.
So you're. Yeah, I don't want to belabor it too much, but we'll say that it is possible. The way that they have, they have like a big fence around the area, and they have grounds, so it's not like you can just sit right there. It's not crazy that you guys could, arrange the van in a place where you could kind of get an eyeball on everyone as they leave the Dorchester, and and remember that this is Gail up here. You guys already have her picture. Or not Gail, sorry, Esther. She's on top
Esther,
of Gail's picture. So, at some point in time, in the evening, around, we're gonna say, probably around, 6:30 or so. She's the head nurse, and she gets off of work, kind of late. Let me see. Yeah, around 6 o'clock, or a little bit before 6 o'clock, you see a small sedan, and you are able to clock Esther Samahina as she is heading, you assume, home.
Okay, I have a plan, guys. We have the jambulance.
Yeah, the jambulance.
Let's just do a little bit of a fender bender, Operation Fender Bender.
Operation Fender Bend.
Or do you want to see what a home looks like? Because I think maybe we've overplayed the breaking and exploding people's homes card.
I feel like if we do the fender bender route, we're gonna get into the black bag situation. I vote. Let's follow her to a place and see what happens.
All right. Benedict continues driving.
Okay.
Just so he can change the plan if he wants.
Yeah.
and then hits her car. In the rear end.
This really is our playthrough is just breaking and entering the game.
The game. You guys eventually make it to her home. She is in.
Benedict fires up the directional microphone
to her car.
Forgot we had that.
Or to the home.
to her, just tracking her while she's walking.
Okay. You hear the crunch as she walks.
Rips ass.
She farts. You eventually get to her house at 52 Crockett Avenue, Boston. It's 3-story, like aluminum-sided building on this like really narrow, like kind of winding street. It's everything is very well maintained, and from what you can tell, it looks like there's an apartment on the bottom floor, and that there's another apartment on the upper 2 floors, and that you access the upper 2-floor apartment via like a small stairwell that kind of goes up to the house.
See if there are lots of people around or how exposed we are?
I mean, it's like 6 o'clock in the evening in like a residential neighborhood. There's probably kids and stuff around. Adults are eyeballing your creepy van with 3 men in it and are corralling
One of them
their
with
children.
headphones and a
Corralling their
dish.
children the other direction. But it's there's people around. Like, obviously you can kind of wait it out a little bit. So yeah,
So we go in.
Well, you see Esther Samahina. You see her get out. She reaches in the back seat of her car and gets what looks like a laundry basket. And then she also has a backpack. She has a backpack and like an empty laundry basket and walks in the house and up the little flight of stairs up to the 2nd and 3rd floors, where it looks like that's probably where her family lives.
Can I do a general alertness at this moment? Focusing on her car, what she picks up, the walking to the apartment.
Yeah.
Success, 58 under 67.
Okay. You see that whatever is in her backpack's not heavy. It doesn't have books or anything in it. If you were to go so far, it looks like it's stuffed with something that takes up a lot of space, but it's very light. Like the way she handles it and just like whips it around, it has like no weight to it at all. So like you'd guess it's like what's she having there? Like some clothes or something? Like or something very light but kind of bulky.
Cotton candy.
That's just a big old backpack full of cotton candy.
I knew it.
She'd probably share
another-
it with you if you ask.
No, it's a cherub or it's a mummy filled with candy.
It was popcorn.
It's a pinata
babe.
mummy.
It's a pinata mummy.
So yeah.
So what's our plan here? You said family, right? You just said family?
If she has a family, you are aware, like when you found the book inside what's his face's Dr. Barbas's house, you had found that one of the books had Samahina's name in it. It had P. Samahina. So
That is something we considered, or me personally. Like, what if we go in there and she's got kids and stuff like that? That could be like, we can't very well burn down the
it's
house.
an orphanage.
We can't very well.
just a bunch of orphans.
I don't think Hank would go along with bagging some children.
He's so soft. He's so soft in his old age, Hank.
You can look this up. Like, this is info you can get.
Yeah.
Like, you
Definitely,
have skills to
let's-
look people up.
All right.
That's what
Benedict
Assuming
is
it's
going
fine.
to
so
bureaucracy
actually,
this.
I'm going to tell you. You can bureaucracy that, and that'll give you something deeper. A Google. You can find her on Facebook. And that's bureaucracy check successful from Benedict. Benedict, you run her name out to some of your people, and you're able to get some basic demographics. That Esther Samahina, that she is 49 years old. She lives with her husband, Philip, who is 50. They've been together for 20 years, and they have a 16-year-old son, Henry. that they live at this address, which you are currently at. So yeah, so you know that there's other people involved in this situation, at least. But that does clear up who P. Samahina might have been.
Okay.
Is Samahina a demon on Demon Web 101?
It sure
Yeah.
is, good buddy.
Yep.
No.
I
Have we looked up the description already?
don't know the value of
See,
doing this, but
It's
Like,
kind of
so
neat,
far,
but
that's-
it has.
Well, keep in mind that Benji having such a high occult, and you guys literally having a physical copy of the Ars Goetia at this point. This is stuff that Benji can rattle off, basically. Samahina is a great marquis of hell, reigning over 30 legions of demons. He speaks with a hoarse voice. He teacheth all liberal scientists and give accounts of dead souls that died in sin. He is depicted as an ass and takes the shape of a human of either sex at the request of his master.
Master. He teaches liberal scientists?
He teaches liberal sciences. So,
I had this professor.
like sociology and
I definitely had a professor that was an ass.
so yeah. You can find a little bit of info on Philip. Philip is an orderly at a nearby hospital, and you find that Henry is a high school student, and he goes to school at a nearby high school.
Okay, how do we want to play this?
I don't want to get any innocent people involved, let alone a high school student. If we're going to interview her, we should be professional, maybe away from the family. Maybe the husband separately from Esther at a
we should
later
have bumper
date as well.
bashed her. That's all I'm saying. I regret everything.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I think we may have to wait it
you
out.
guys, like you can surveil the house. I mean, think about this, guys. Like think about this from the stance of investigators in real life. If police, are trying to figure out something about someone, they're going to surveil their place. They're going to talk to neighbors. They're going to gather evidence. They're going to do research. Like come at it from this side.
Well, that's kind of what I was
Trying to
getting
think
at
about
with the
process.
husband. Might have more, like, if she's acting crazy, the husband might be, like, genuinely concerned and might have some more insight as well, but...
What if we went
Yep.
What if we went by the husband's workplace? He doesn't know what we look like.
Like that.
What are y'all thinking? Y'all want to watch the house tonight and see what happens, and then maybe interview the husband first tomorrow? Or something like that?
Sounds reasonable. Sleep over in the jambulance.
Yeah.
Imagine that jambulance is starting to smell at this point. You guys spend a lot of time in this jambulance.
Benedict lights a bit of incense on the dashboard. Make it more homely.
Can we sort of monitor the house with the directional mic? Just, like, would it be able to reach inside the house?
Certainly. I mean, you guys have some specific professional equipment. I want you to be able to use it. So, I mean, it is intended and designed to be used in this exact configuration from a van across the street. Like, that's how these things are intended to be used. So you can definitely have like an eyeball, an earball,
An earball.
on
Why
the
not?
house.
Airball.
Surely
That
not.
sounds
That's
horrendous.
Surely not.
Right, do we hear anything?
Okay. Like I said, by the time you guys get here, it's like probably 8:30. When you can't hear everything in the house, like you can't hear everything that goes on. But what you can hear is that no one is talking in the house. You don't. That's the one thing you hear. Like you might hear the sound of maybe someone moving around. At about 7 o'clock, the downstairs neighbor shows up. She is a woman in her 30s, and she parks her car on the street and goes inside. And for basically that's all you see. Like every now and then, you'll see one of the members of the Samahina family. You'll see Esther, or you'll see Philip, or you'll see Henry. Just like pass by a window. Maybe there's like a window there near like where the kitchen is. Maybe you'll see Esther kind of in front of it, and then a little wait later you'll see Henry upstairs. Maybe in his bedroom. Like you can't really tell where everything necessarily is in the house.
And no talking.
No talking.
The fuck?
It's a loveless household. The boy had a cold upbringing. I felt bad for him.
Sounds
That's
like
the
a great
takeaway.
start to a blues song.
Yeah.
Benji jots down lyrics.
Benji, we're doing something. Yes. But yeah.
Talking, that is weird. Is there anything else we can do?
It's an apartment, right? Second story, first story?
It's a house
Okay.
it's a 3-story house that's been turned into 2 separate abodes.
Gotcha.
Benedict asks the other two, do you guys mind if I go and ask the neighbor some questions? Maybe some tea?
Great history.
Yeah, historically, that works out pretty well.
I've got such a hankering for tea right now.
The neighbor that's in the house,
The downstairs
other
neighbor.
side of the
downstairs.
duplex, the downstairs.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All right, Mister.
Go for it.
I imagine
Benji.
Benedict gets out, walks across the street, and Hank's like elbowing Benji, like, "Yeah, here it comes."
Yeah, I was like, Benji, get that mic on him, stat.
You guys have the headphones, but you have them stretched over both your heads, like your heads are together, and you have the headphones on both sides of your ears. You're just
We're
both
making
listening
bets
in.
whether she'll give him tea or not. I'm like throwing
God.
cash on the table.
You think he's gonna fucking do it?
Okay, hold
Yeah,
up.
so-
before he goes, he is going to grab. Is there a clipboard?
An
Is there-
ID.
No ID. Is there a clipboard in the jambulance? Can I?
I would say with you guys have some general like kind of like police, like you have notepads and you probably have a clipboard or something.
Oh, the survey.
You also
All right.
also have a badge. I will remind you.
All right.
Yeah, the-
I'm gonna take my
You can't
badge.
write on a badge.
Yeah. Badge is no good, but I'll take it anyway.
You're right. You can't write on a badge. What am I saying? You need a clipboard.
All right, he's gonna take a clipboard and he's gonna go up and with the badge in the back pocket, knock on the door.
Okay. A woman, she like says she looks to be in her early 30s, comes to the door. She has the chain over the door, but she opens it, it's like it's in the evening, it's about 7 o'clock. She just got home. So, hello? Can I help you?
Oh, hello, ma'am. How are you tonight?
Fine.
Good.
Is,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to disturb you so late. I hope you're not. I didn't catch you at supper.
not yet.
Okay.
Can I?
Could I? I just want 5 minutes of your time, please, if possible. I just
got home.
I'm not going to sell you anything.
don't.
This is about
You're
the
selling
property
something.
valuation of your house, and I want to make
rent.
sure.
I don't. That's not really my business. That's,
Well, could I talk to you about that? Maybe hit a persuade button.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you roll a skill check and see what happens?
Failure! No!
Oh my god.
She's like, okay, sorry, I'm really busy. I have to. Bye.
All right. He knocks on the door again. He's going to use his badge.
Okay, you knock on the door.
Jesus.
You show your badge. She's like,
Ma'am, this is... So I tried to be subtle about this, but there's actually very important business that we need to discuss. Do you have a moment?
Yeah. She doesn't undo the chain. She's like, yeah. Am I in trouble? Did I do?
No, you're fine. There's nothing wrong.
Just-
And I wanted to understand... We're currently doing an investigation in your upstairs... onto your upstairs neighbor.
What?
That's the Samahingas, right?
Yeah, they're. Why are they okay?
No, everything seems to be okay, but we are just running a routine investigation. Could you tell me a little bit about Philip?
Oh, I mean, he's fine. I mean, I don't really. I think I ran into him yesterday, like getting the mail, and just kind of waved and went about our day.
And where does he work?
He works at the hospital, which has a name that I cannot recall at this moment. But it is a different hospital than Dorchester. It's a medical hospital.
Oh,
he works
okay.
in a nearby
How
hospital.
does she know about the Dorchester house?
That checks out. And Esther? Just to check our information.
She's a nurse at some mental health place, I think.
Okay. And where were you between the hours of 6 and 8 yesterday evening?
I usually get home around 7, so I was either here or on the road.
I don't want options. I'm asking where you were. I don't know where either this or that.
Here?
Where were you, ma'am?
I was here.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you my card, and if anything strange seems to be anything suspicious, please just give me a call. And just before you go, could I bother you for a spot of tea?
Hank's like, yes,
No.
yes. He pulls the money off the table.
Off the
I
dash.
think he'd do it again. Thought he was done with the tea.
She says no, that she has to go.
Okay. Thank you
Roll
very
me a
much.
luck roll real quick.
All right. That's a 21 under 100.
All right. Just as you guys, or you two in the van, you see that just before Benedict looks like he's wrapping, or you're listening in the conversation, just as he's wrapping up things, you see the curtain open upstairs, and you see someone look down over the front of the house. They don't appear to be looking at anything, but you're thinking, you're like, oh shit, Benedict's about to walk. Like, they can't see Benedict where they are. It looks to be Henry. It looks to be a teenage male. And you see them standing there, kind of just like looking out kind of casually, and you're like, oh shit, Benedict's about to walk. They're gonna see him. And then the curtain just closes. And right as Benedict turns around, walks back down the sidewalk to the van. And that is probably a good place for us to stop. We got some shit to do for today. You guys are back in Boston, back on the grind.
Boston.
Yeah. But it's already appearing that the Samahina family has something a little weird going on.
But they seem nice.
Definitely.
Seem
And
fine.
we're probably not going to IED their house.
It's probably not going to happen. But yeah.
I'm trying to think
This is gonna be tricky.
about how to.
It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah. We can't use our go-to.
No.
We can't
You
abduct and explode.
You actually have to be a little bit cool.
This is not our forte. This feels wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone watching, everyone listening, thanks for joining us. A little bit of a short one today. We got some appointments and stuff we got to keep. If you're listening or watching, come join us over at our Reddit. We're at r/greenboxgaming or just r/greenboxgaming. That's got links to our Twitter and everything. Twitter and Reddit are where we post all of our stuff, all of our announcements, and everything like that. If you really like what you're listening to, head on over to patreon.com/greenboxgaming_. It's in the link attached to this episode. Consider supporting us. It really helps out, and it gives you access to some unique content, and you get the episodes a week early. But guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Joe.
It almost did not happen.
Oh, and next
yeah.
time around, we're going to have some kick-ass music, aren't we? Some cool tunes
we
coming in hot.
have some tunage, some fresh Brad tunage, some homemade tunage. It's gonna be great.
Tunzoni.
But yeah, but guys, thank you very much. And
Thank you.
But we will catch you guys next time. And as always, stay safe, stay sane. Bye.
Bye.